Welcome to Big B Daily. No frauds allowed.
What's going on? What's going on, man? This is Big B. Thank you for joining the Big B Daily Show, coming to you live on TikTok, live on YouTube, live on Facebook. What's going on, people? Again, thank you guys for joining. Everybody that's on TikTok, if you're in here and you're not following, please give me a follow. Same stats as always, looking for 3,500 likes. We're already past 3,500, so let's get to 6,000 likes. And we're looking for 30 follows today. And then come on over to YouTube, man. Come subscribe over to the YouTube channel, man. Big B Sports Talk. The chat is way more lively. I'll pull you up. Having a ton of fun over there. The chat gets crazy over there. More interactive. But thank you guys for joining. As always, check out my man Hot Soup on TikTok. Hot Soup Fantasy Football. He's on TikTok. He's on YouTube. And he is joining us here in a little bit here on the show. So keep all your fantasy football questions. Once he gets in, we'll incorporate those, especially you on TikTok. I know a bunch of you got questions on fantasy football, man. So we will get that up and going. So let's get into this. First thing, Eric Bieniemy. A lot of people question, including myself, why he would go to the Washington Commanders to basically, I don't know, satisfy need to say that he's getting it done. Well, at this point, Eric Bieniemy's getting it done. He's getting it done. Now, the Commanders haven't played anybody. Look, they haven't played anybody. They haven't played it. The Broncos stink. I think we're seeing that they stink. And we know the Cardinals have one of the worst rosters in football. But you know what? They're 2-0. Sam Howell's playing well. I didn't think Sam Howell even knew how to throw a football in the National Football League, but he's doing well. He's doing well. So you got to give him credit. Got to give him credit. And they may be 3-0 after this week. They might be 3-0 after this week. So good for them. Good for them. So that's the main thing, man, is Eric Bieniemy he's doing some stuff. And Ron Rivera has just given him full control. Just giving him full control to do whatever he wants. So I'm glad he's taking advantage of it. Now, it's early. It's early. Calm down, TikTok. It's early. It's early. But it is what it is. It is what it is. Moving on. Man, did you all check out any of this Terrell Owens and Stephen A. Smith beef? I mean, this is insane. First of all, I'm a Stephen A. Smith fan. I can admit, I'm a Stephen A. Smith fan. That doesn't mean I have to agree with everything he says and does, but I'm a fan. But I am tired of him bashing Max Kellerman because I actually like Max. I'm done with it. I am done with him every time he gets behind a microphone. He's talking bad about him. Hey, man, you won. Move on. But then there's T.O. Look, T.O. is, in my opinion, T.O. is a top 3 receiver in the National Football League. A lot of people say top 2. You can't take that away from him. But I am done with T.O. trying to be relevant, man. Look, I know he lost a ton of money with bad investments. I get that part. But he's not relevant. And he's not going to be. And to continuously attack somebody. I mean, you heard about the stuff. He tried to sue ESPN and T.O. I'm just like, come on, man. What are you doing? What are you doing? Just be T.O. People would like that. But it's crazy. It's crazy. So it's going to be bad. I'm ready for them to move on and just figure it out one way or another. I'm over it. I am completely over it. Stephen A., stop bad-mouthing Max. T.O., you're not relevant. It's okay to not be relevant. You're one of the greatest receivers in the history of the NFL, man. Just be that and move on. Just be that and move on. You don't have to be a star. You're not a star anymore. It's okay. It's okay. Again, man, thanks for everybody for joining the live, man. Again, on YouTube, thanks for coming in. On TikTok, thanks for coming in. Anybody that's on TikTok, look, we're looking for 6,000 likes and 30 follows. So we're building up. We're getting there. We're on our way. So, and if you are following, hit the link in the bio. Come on over to YouTube, man. The chat is way more interactive over there. Way more interactive. But right now, what we are going to do, we got a special guest here today. Y'all hear me plug him every day on the show. Hot Soup Fantasy Football. He knows fantasy football like the back of his hand. He's in 20-something leagues every single year. He badmouthed a trade of mine. I tried to send him a trade last night. He wouldn't give it to me. I'm not happy with him about it. But either way, bring it on, my guy. If you see him, he's on TikTok, YouTube, everywhere, man. My man, Hot Soup Fantasy Football. What is going on, my man?
Let's go, man. Big B, I see you out here, baby.
What
Yeah,
is
man.
happening, man? First thing, let's just tell everybody and get everybody familiar with what you do with fantasy football, because they're going, and TikTok has a ton of questions on fantasy football, so they're going to start rolling them in here.
Definitely.
So tell us what you do with fantasy football and how you got your expertise and all that good stuff, man.
Keep it short and sweet, man. A bunch of my buddies that I hang out with way back in the day, man, about 15 years ago, we all got together, had our first fantasy football draft, man. The league was fun.
Yep.
Ended up doing it every year. And next thing you know, the guys in the league want to throw their own league. Before you know it, man, we're drafting 10 leagues a year. I got so into it and started winning so many leagues and getting so much money from it. I started drafting with people I don't know. And then when I started doing that, I started winning more. And I've never had a year where I lost money. And the money always comes around Christmas time. And I got 8 kids. So, you know, it was like, hey, fantasy's going to pay for my kids' Christmas. And it does every single year. I haven't had a year where I got less money from what I put in fantasy football. And it just gets better and better, man.
Gotcha. I got it, man. That is an outstanding plan. Not a lot of people can do that. Not a lot of people put the dedication and the time in with fantasy. May have 1 or 2 leagues, but to get in as many leagues that you are in and to study it and to know it and to have it perfected like you do, man, is incredible. So love what you do.
Man, appreciate
So
it.
let's just start it off. This week, who do we got? Who do we like as fantasy? Let's start off with the sleepers. Who do we like as fantasy sleepers this week?
Well, obviously you got the kid over with the Nick Chubb injury that's going to be hot off the press, Mr. Jerome Ford. I mean, I don't know if you want to call it a sleeper from the game that he had last week, but nobody drafted him.
Right.
He was on waiver wires, and in fantasy football, man, it's any given Sunday. Injuries happen. He's going to light it up again. He's going to be getting that rock. They just signed Kareem Hunt, but I don't even see that's more of like a backup thing, man. Nobody even wanted to sign Kareem Hunt for the last couple of weeks. You know, he's been going everywhere and he wasn't getting signed, meaning the Browns know he knows the playbook. He's comfortable in the situation. So, yeah, let's bring him in. But that's Jerome Ford's show, man. He might be getting 20 to 25 touches, and he looked good, man. So,
He looks
good. That's a guy. Yeah, that's a guy I definitely like. Tony Jones Jr. is a close friend of mine. That kid used to play video games in my front room with my son. He's one of my son's best friends. He's going to be getting that pill over there in New Orleans right now, man. Williams is out. The other Williams is hurt. They have nobody right now. They're going to be bringing people up off the practice squad. Tony Jones Jr. sleeper this week. He's a tough runner. The reason Tony's such a good player to have on your team, man, he's one of the best, I want to say top 2, top 3 blocking backs that you got in the league. So you know when Tony Jones is in the game, Derek Carr is going to be he's going to be protected. All right. So yeah. So I like Tony Jones, man, at the goal line. Even though Taysom Hill is going to be getting a lot of work as well. Tony Jones a sleeper for me, and that, you know, that's from the heart, man. But if you got him in your lineup, man, put him in this week, man. He's going to be getting that rock.
Gotcha. Right? Tony Jones Jr. and Jerome Ford. Look, I like Jerome Ford. Look, he was beating up my Steelers, so he was killing us. I mean, Cleveland got a great offensive line. He's going to get the football. Deshaun Watson looks like he's a mess. I think he's permanently lost it. If they're going to do anything, Cleveland's got to run the football. Cleveland has got to run the football, and he's the guy. And it's kind of what you said, man, is that, yeah, they brought in Kareem Hunt, but nobody, and I mean nobody, was trying to sign Kareem Hunt. So
Yeah.
something's there. There's something there that nobody, including Cleveland, that they didn't like, because Cleveland could have easily re-signed him and had him around, and they didn't do it, and nobody signed him. So I don't know. I don't know what's going on there.
Kareem, for all those who are going out there and picking up Kareem Hunt, man, you guys are wasting you're wasting your time. Jerome Ford has the young, fresh legs. Kareem Hunt is, I mean, he was on the couch, man. Who knows what he's been doing for the, last couple of weeks or last couple of months for that fact. But yeah, man, I like it. I mean, I like it. I like the Jerome Ford, man. I tried to get him and I couldn't get him in. You know what really upset me is, I mean, I got some leagues where I'm losing, man. So I feel like my waiver should have been higher. I went and looked at my waivers this week. In 23 leagues, I did not have a waiver better than number 5. It was 5 and down to 10. So I knew I wasn't getting Jerome Ford. I didn't get him in one league. I had him first on every single waiver wire, every single league I had. But yeah, man, that didn't happen. The fact you were talking about Sam Howell, though, I've been talking about Sam Howell all preseason. I've been talking about how those Commanders' offense is going to be great. That defense is already good. The front four. I mean, I try to tell y'all so. So I got a segment. Y'all might want to go check it out, man. It's I Told You So. We come on after the week is over. Like, hey, man, this is the guys I told you to bench. These are the guys I told you to start. Was telling everybody bench Joe Burrow for 2 weeks straight. Joe Burrow's going to get it back. Like you said, Joe Burrow will get it back. But he was out from his team with a calf injury all preseason. When he came back, you could tell it's not going to happen overnight, man. That continuity is going to take a couple weeks to get it back. I say, week 6, man, then we're going to start talking about starting Joe Burrow again, being comfortable starting Jamar Chase and Higgins as well. But until then, man, I mean, come see my show and we'll talk about it.
There you go. There you go. So over here on TikTok, man, I'm looking for some people to ask some questions. I don't see anybody over here with any fantasy football questions. So one guy just said he had Ford and Kareem Hunt. What does he do? I think you just answered that question on what do you do.
Easy.
So obviously you start Ford and bench Hunt. But we'll move over to YouTube. We'll start getting into a little bit of Q&A on this, man. But tell us anything more. What is like quarterback, receiver, anybody we should start at receiver this week that sits a receiver?
Russell Wilson. Start him. He's going to be getting that continuity back with Judy. I know Judy, the first time back from his hamstring injury. Jared Judy is one of the crispest route runners in the game. You got Cortland Sutton, a great possession receiver over there, man. Russell Wilson, and he's getting it done on the ground, man. Russell Wilson is actually the number 3 quarterback right now. People don't even realize it in quarterback scoring standard leagues right now, man. Russell Wilson, and I've been talking about Russ. Russ is going to have a comeback year, man. He's got Sean Payton over there. I mean, he's an offensive guru, man. Hey, if you got Russell Wilson, he needs to be in y'all starting lineups, period, from now on until we see something different.
Here's the thing, Hot Soup. This is what people forget. And a lot of people have said that over on TikTok. People mistake winning football for winning fantasy football. And there is a huge difference. Yes, the Broncos aren't good. Yeah, they're not winning games. But you're trying to win fantasy football. That is totally different than the Broncos trying to win.
It is.
That is different.
It is.
And a lot of people, I think that's where a lot of people get mixed up. And people on TikTok are saying that is that they get mixed up is, the Broncos are not good. They're not going to win a whole lot of games. But if you got Russell Wilson, you can put him in your starting lineup to win your fantasy football game. And that is the difference, man. That is the difference.
Russell Wilson's a top 10 play for Hot Soup.
There you go.
I love me some Russell, man. As far as receivers, the receivers that we need to start looking at, Christian Kirk. A lot of people was down on him because I even seen him on the waiver wire, man. I went and got him on one of my waivers because he had a bad game in week 1. They're going to be spending a lot of attention on Ridley. He's going to draw all the best corners. Ridley's not going to blow up every single week, man. Christian Kirk is going to see one-on-one coverage for the rest of the year. Yes. He's a guy you need to go get. He's a downfield guy, man, that Trevor Lawrence can hit deep. Big play wonder. So what that is called a high ceiling. And if you want a receiver, man, with a high ceiling, man, Christian Kirk, I love him. I believe that Zay Jones will not be getting a lot of work. Christian is the number 2 over there in Jacksonville, and Trevor Lawrence is going to have better days. I know he had a bad week this week. I'm big on Trevor Lawrence this year. He's just got a lot of he has a lot of weapons, man, with Travis Etienne catching balls out the backfield. That's another offense, man, that's going to be explosive. So I love me some Christian Kirk.
Got it. Got a question over here on YouTube, man. I just traded Mozart, Najee, and Love for Ramondre, Fields, and Gainwell. What are your thoughts?
I mean, it's not okay. These are my thoughts on that. Mozart, love him. You guys hear it on my fantasy football channel all the time. He's in a track meet. There's not going to be. They can't just focus on him. Najee Harris, man, he might be giving up more work to Jaylen Warren, especially in the passing game. We thought that Najee was a 3-down back, and obviously he has great hands, but he just doesn't look as explosive, man. And that just in that offense right now, man, it's not looking good. Sorry, Big B. I know them Steelers. I know you were talking about the Bears.
Hey, man, I don't care who can move the ball. Get him out of there if he can't move the ball.
Love's. This is the only thing about Love. He's throwing touchdowns right now, but his completion percentage is low. I've noticed that, man, like really low, man. And if you're going on for a full season with a low completion percentage, if you don't throw touchdowns, that means you're not throwing for very many yards. You're not going to be getting very many points.
Right.
But the trade for Fields, man, I'm a Bears fan. I went to go see Justin Fields, man, and I just feel like they're taking away from who Justin Fields is.
Yes.
I feel like they're not letting that man run. That man needs to run the ball. We drafted Justin Fields in fantasy football for his running, not for his passing. Right. Okay, and I watched that game against the Bucs, man. He had all the time in the world to throw the ball. He just wasn't throwing the ball. And it was like before he would go through his reads, and if he didn't see it on the first time, it's time to go. This time he was going all the way back through his reads. Like he had time to go through reads and then come all the way back through the progression and was getting sacked, man. I mean, getting sacked.
Right.
By the time it was time for him, it's like, okay, now it's time to take off. They was already on him, man. And I don't know, man, the Bears got to get that together. They got the talent, but right now they don't have the scheme, if that makes sense. The scheme's not working. Whatever they got going on over there, they need to change it up fast. Gainwell, I know he had a great week 1, but it wasn't superior, if that makes sense. He was serviceable. They were always talking about Gainwell in camp, like he'd be the RB1. He got hurt. And I believe, and I said that if they give Swift the ball, he is going to show everyone he is the best back by far in the Eagles camp. With that being said, I don't see Gainwell getting a lot of work except maybe on passing downs. DeAndre Swift is that man. If you got DeAndre Swift in your lineup and you also have Gainwell, I would start DeAndre Swift over Gainwell. If it's a PPR, maybe Gainwell, but I'm taking Swift over Gainwell all day long. The talent, I don't know if you guys noticed how he was making people miss with no space at all. But he was making it happen, man. That guy looked like, I mean, and you know what? I know he was playing for that number 1 spot. He was playing. Right. He had something to prove, man, and he showed us. So, Swift, I like the Swift over everybody on there, except Ramondre. So we talk about Ramondre right now. Let's talk about Ramondre a little bit. He's the bell cow back. Obviously, we have Ezekiel over there, but Ezekiel's not going to be getting a lot of carries. And spelling out Ramondre like that. Ramondre is way better than Ezekiel. He has better hands than Ezekiel. He's a better blocker than Ezekiel. So with that being said, I believe that Ramondre is going to keep his 20 touches a game. And as long as he's getting 20 touches a game in an average game, man, that guy's going to give you a high floor, meaning you're going to get at least 12 to 14 points out of him. All he has to do is score a touchdown, and now we're at RB2, high RB2 status. Gotcha. So I don't see the trade up again. I would need to see it again. But just to explain about how I feel about the players within the trade, I'm taking Love right now over Justin Fields. I hate to say it. I would take the Ramondre a bit over Swift just because the Eagles have so many other options to go to, if that makes sense. You got Devontae Smith and you got A.J. Brown begging for the ball. I don't know if y'all saw that when Devontae was getting off. Your boy was not happy, A.J. Brown, man. So A.J. wants that rock too. So, it's going to be hard to facilitate that entire offense. You got to think about Goddard as well. That's going to want to get the ball. So I see Ramondre is more of a focal point of the offense than DeAndre Swift. So I'm going with the Ramondre Stevenson trade. I like that one better.
Gotcha. And it's interesting that you brought up A.J. Brown, because I had a question over here on TikTok and they asked, will A.J. Brown pick it up soon? Because you're right. A.J. Brown wants the football. I think he's got to get the football. They're a little bit in disarray, not playing in preseason didn't help. But I think the Eagles, if the Eagles are trying to get to where they're trying to go to, they're going to have to get him the ball. But they're winning, but they're not doing it really convincingly, and they're spreading it around. I don't know if the Eagles are going to sustain. They were good because they got him the football last year. What do you think about A.J. Brown in fantasy?
I think that A.J. Brown will be just fine. He's going to have his games where he blows up. They all do. As far as being as far as him averaging a high floor, it may not happen this year, man, just because like what we're talking about, Jalen Hurts, doing a lot of the rushing when it comes down to the 5-yard line, when we get down to the 5. So that's less red zone targets for AJ. If AJ Brown's going to blow up this year, man, it's going to be on deep passes or maybe, slants across the field where he can take it to the house and use his athleticism. But red zone targets is going to be all Hurts and Goddard, in my opinion. So then you got Swift now back there doing his thing, man. So I don't see the opportunities that I saw for AJ last year in this year's offense.
Right.
He'll still be okay, but maybe where we drafted him, we may have, wanted to wait a whole nother round. So,
Gotcha.
but you got to hang in there, man. He's AJ Brown. He's a talented receiver. Hurts can get him the ball. He's a downfield threat. Don't give up on him, y'all.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of things I've seen right now, shallow crosses and stuff like that. I'm like, AJ's going to be fine.
Yeah,
I think AJ Brown's going to be fine. So, anything else that you see out there, man, before I get you out of here? I know you got to run. I appreciate you joining. Anything else that you see out there? Any sleepers for this week coming up that people want to know or should know about?
Man, that one caught me off the top of my head. I don't have any. I'm sure
Okay.
I got some, man, in the cut somewhere in my brain.
That's all right.
It's just not registering off the top of my head.
No,
If
don't
I'd have
worry
known
about
that, if I'd known you was gonna ask me about a sleeper, man, I'd have went in like, hold on, which one? Bam, there he
No.
goes.
I got another question for you. Don't worry
hold
about it.
on, I got one for you, man. I love some Tutu Atwell.
Okay. That was what I was going to say, because a lot of people are on TikTok over here asking about Puka.
Puka's the
Puka
man.
going to keep it up?
Puka is start it and forget it until your boy Cooper Kupp gets back.
Got it.
Got Puka, start him. Now,
Gotcha.
and this goes to say, go pick up Matthew Stafford. I'm not saying for, right now, but you got to think about when Matthew Stafford gets Cooper Kupp back and he has Puka on the other side of the field,
Right.
Tutu's going to go down.
Right.
But my sleeper one of my sleepers is Tutu Atwell this week. If you're having problems at receiver, Tutu Atwell's still out there on a lot of waiver wires. Puka's not. Tutu Atwell's still out there, man. I've seen him in several of my waiver wires, man. I went and picked him up in a couple of leagues where I needed a PPR monster, man. The guy's getting 10 targets a game.
Yes.
10 targets a game. So it's not like the production ain't there. He just ain't gotten the end zone yet.
Right.
All right. Tutu Atwell is a sleeper for the week. Go get Matthew Stafford now on your team and put him on your bench and just wait, man. When Cooper Kupp's coming back week 5, maybe week 6, all right? A healthy Cooper Kupp and Puka on the same squad with this guy Kyron Williams. Oh man, it's gonna be love.
Yeah, I like that approach. Stash Stafford now.
Stash him
as soon
now.
as Kupp comes back. Because here's the thing: you got Kupp, Puka, and Tutu all on the field at the same time. Matthew Stafford's gonna light it up.
Man, he's gonna light it up, bro. He's gonna light it up. No more Akers. He ain't got to worry about that headache.
Yeah, Akers not blocking nobody on blitzes.
Yeah. Now they're talking about Akers going over there to the Browns. There's a lot of
Akers
talk
gonna
about
just get cut.
Yeah,
they were trying to trade him. They're done with Akers. Not blocking, not wanting to block.
Bro,
they're ready to cut him.
22 rushes for 29 yards, man. Told the story, and there's no way he can get stopped like that, and then Kieran go out there and get 5 yards a pop. So in the same game. So
in the same game.
Yeah,
So you can't blame it on the
you can't
line.
blame it on the line. You can't blame it on the offensive court. You got to blame yourself, man. You got to start looking in the mirror, man, and start thinking about other things to do with your career.
I got you, man. Well, hey, man, thank you. We're going to start having you on every Wednesday. You can come on, man. So I appreciate you taking the time and jumping on with us, brother.
No problem, man. Good to see y'all. And yeah, Hot Soup, man. Go check me out on YouTube, Hot Soup Fantasy Football. Man, we got inactives, actives every week. We got top 5 sits, top 5 benches. We got I Told You So. Once the games are over on Sunday, man, you come on, check us out. And yeah, Hot Soup Fantasy Football. Like and subscribe.
All right, man. I appreciate it, man. Thank you.
All right, big dog.
All right. Have a good one.
Yes, sir.
All right, you guys. Again, that's my guy, Soup Fantasy Football. He'll be on every Wednesday, man. He'll be on every Wednesday. So for your fantasy football stuff, he is our guy that we go to. So, all right, TikTok. Let's see. Anybody start Daniel Jones? How about them Cowboys? We got in our Q&A section right now. So get the questions going. Get them going. Let's get them going here. Daniel Jones or Justin Fields? Come on, man. Come on, man. First of all, if you're down to Daniel Jones and Justin Fields, your team's not good. That would be number one. But I would say Daniel Jones at this point. I would say Daniel Jones at this point. And would you trade Breece Hall for James Cook and Tyler Lockett? Yeah, I would. Absolutely. Absolutely. Whoever's trying to give you that trade, you should take it before it even gets sent. You should take that trade. Absolutely. Should you bench Burrow for Mayfield? I'd wait till later on in the week. I think Burrow's going to miss a couple weeks here. I think Burrow is hurt. I think they're going to sit him out a couple weeks. So let's see what we got over here on YouTube, man. A lot of questions. Let's start at the beginning. My man, MNG Sinister. Feel like Bieniemy went to Washington to legitimize his resume and remove the idea that he was aided by Reid. I think you're 100% correct. I don't think he should have had to do that, but I know the perception was that it was all Andy Reid. And then you got bozos like Shady McCoy coming out talking about, well, Bieniemy didn't do any of that, even though Travis Kelce and Patrick Mahomes were saying that he did. But you got bitter people like Shady McCoy saying stuff. I'm like, why would you try to get in the way of somebody being a coordinator? I mean, yeah, I know it's clickbait television and all that kind of stuff, but why would you even do that? That's just, to me, that's ignorant. It's just ignorant. And that can be his truth if he wants to, but whatever. Whatever. What else we got over here? Again, man, if you're on TikTok, please give me a follow. I'd appreciate it. And then jump on over to YouTube, man. Subscribe to the chat on YouTube. What do we got? What do we got? Do-do-do-do. We asked that one. So my man, Coach K. Stokes said Carr is horrible. He feel bad who picked him up. Yeah, Carr's bad. But everybody should have known Carr was bad. I mean, Carr should be on waiver wires in every league. He's not the guy. They got some weapons. They do have some weapons, but I've never trusted Derek Carr. Never trusted Derek Carr. So somebody over on TikTok's asking, should they start Mozart or Sanders? I don't believe that's a real question. Can't be, because Mozart should start every single time. I don't even know if you have Sanders on your roster at this point. So let's move on. What do we got? My man, George Cook. Will Justin Fields turn it around? I got someone willing to trade me Fields and Christian Watson for Tua and Sky Moore. Somebody's willing to trade you Fields and Christian Watson for Tua and Sky Moore. I take it. Because Sky Moore is starting to get into the groove a little bit in Kansas City. His numbers are going to start to go up as the season goes on. As Travis Kelce is back, Sky Moore will be open. He'll have one-on-one coverage to beat. And Tua is lighting it up, so absolutely. Absolutely. TikTok, somebody over here. Who is that? My man Chuck saying that Justin Fields can't read defenses. It seems that way, doesn't it? It seems that way. So it seems that way. And what if Tua becomes the MVP? I guess I'm trying to figure out what the question means. What if he does become the MVP? That's a good thing, I guess. How many touches will Kareem Hunt get? I wouldn't suspect very many. I wouldn't suspect very many early. Even though he knows the offense, he's not going to get that many touches. He's not going to get that many touches. Should you trade Swift, who is a starter and is going to get a ton of touches, for Madsen, who's a fumble machine and can't really do a whole lot? I think you've answered your own question there, my man. What up, man? What's going on? What do you mean Derek Carr hate? That's the truth about Derek Carr. If you can't take it, sorry. I mean, being a Saints fan, I get it. Or maybe you're a Raiders fan. Either way, Derek Carr is, there it is. Derek Carr is mid at best. Mid at best. Can Russell do it for the whole game? I don't know. That's a good question, Chuck Gates. I mean, he had a crazy first half, and then he didn't do nothing until that Hail Mary touchdown. So I don't know. Got to be able to put it together. Oh, Russ Wilson, man. Got to be able to put it together. Should I take Tua from Mahomes? No. Don't think you should do that. I mean, okay, Chuck. Bad coaching with Fields. Says who? Look, you can say that they're trying to make him a pocket passer. I would agree that that's a mistake. But at the same time, you can't be missing wide open guys for touchdowns just because you're thinking about a whole bunch of stuff. Hey, man, sorry. It's the National Football League. You drop back to pass, you should be able to see guys that are open. So we can say it's bad coaching, but Justin Fields got to take some of that on the chin. He's got to take some of that on the chin. You can't just be wanting to run all the time. Throw the football. Read a defense. Understand what you see. Let's see. Yeah, man, you got to hold Fields accountable. I love it over here on TikTok. They're keeping it real on TikTok today. YouTube, y'all got to get with it. TikTok's keeping it real over here today. Hold Fields accountable. Daggone right, man. Daggone right. He's got to be better. Since when do we start babying everybody? He's got to be better. And you can't blame it all on coaching. I'm not saying that none of it's coaching. I'm not saying that. But it ain't all coaching. Read a defense. Throw the ball. Throw it. And don't throw interceptions on 2-yard screen routes. How about that? Don't do that. I mean, is that bad coaching? You throwing an interception on a 2-yard screen route? I don't think the coach drew it up that way. Saints are the worst 2-0 team. No, they're not. Not even close to the worst 2-0 team. Not even close. You got Tampa. You got the Commanders. Come on, man. Atwell or Moore? What do you think? Atwell's getting 10 targets a game. Moore has gotten 5 targets in 2 games. You tell me. Bijan Robinson is killing it. I like Atlanta. I like their plan. All right, what do we got here? Can I trade Christian Watson and Kirk for Cooper Kupp? I mean, you can do that. I mean, it's risky because you don't know when Kupp's coming back or how healthy he's going to be. So You can do it, but I would wait if you can. If you can. If you can. If I had Nick Chubb, who do I pick up? Well, his backup, Seth, if you can. But there's plenty of running backs that should be out there. But Jerome Ford would be the guy. So let's go down here on TikTok. Again, Quiggle. Wow, the Bears defensive coordinator just resigned. Yeah, he did. And apparently, now I heard, I don't know if this is true, that like the FBI raided his house or something like that. Y'all fill me in. I can't really look. Well, I mean, I could look while we're online here, but I don't want to do that. Y'all can do that. Check it out. I heard that the FBI raided his house. That's why he took a leave of absence last week. That the FBI raided his house. And I'm like, uh-oh. Maybe they were searching for bad coordinator, bad defensive plays, because the Bears defense stinks. The Bears defense stinks. Doo-doo. Should you trade Garrett Wilson for Waddle? I would. I mean, you want Garrett Wilson with Zach Wilson as your quarterback throwing to him, or Waddle with Tua? I mean, I 100% would get rid of Garrett Wilson. And it ain't because Garrett Wilson's bad. It's because his quarterback and their offensive line is bad. All right. Trade CeeDee Lamb for Debo and Kenneth Walker in a PPR league. No. CeeDee's going to get just as many touches. Not many carries, because Kenneth Walker is going to get more carries. But I wouldn't do that. I would keep CeeDee. Look, a lot of people love Debo. If we're being honest about Debo Samuel is a number 2 receiver. He is not the best receiver in San Francisco. Okay? And I think people that know football understand that. I think people that know football knows that just receiver skills, Debo Samuel is not the best receiver in San Francisco. So Ayuk is by far a better receiver. By far a better receiver. So, and it's not that I dislike Debo, but we're just talking football. We're just talking football, man. Let's see. What else do we got? They're talking about the Bears defensive coordinator. Yeah, I can't see that. Debo and CMC. Is CMC 2.0. Now, he's not a good running back, for sure. No, I'm not going to accept your join request. Sorry. What do you think about Clemson, Florida State? I like Florida State. I think they're going to score, and I don't think Clemson's going to be able to keep up with them. I don't think Clemson's going to be able to keep up with Florida State. It's a great question over here on TikTok. I love that question. A lot of people think that Clemson's going to fire back. No, they're not. No, they're not. What do I think about the Jets and the Pats? I think the Patriots win the game. I think the Patriots win the football game. Fire Matt Canada. Yes. I'm finally there. I don't know anything about UConn Duke. So if that was a college basketball game, I could answer that question better. But I think Duke is way better than UConn. So, how many times do I think a player should be able to transfer? Once. You get one free transfer. One free transfer. Then after that, then you got to see. You can actually, let me take that back. You can transfer as many times as you want, but you got 5 years to play 4. So you get one free transfer, and if you want to transfer after that, you got to sit out. So, man, I saw that about the Bears defensive coordinator resigning. I didn't realize he was gone from the Bears from last week. Like, he didn't coach in this past week's game. So I didn't realize that he had been gone. What else do we got? Trade Miles Sanders and Olave for Jamar Chase. I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do that. Nope, nope, nope. I wouldn't do that at all. Miles Sanders and Olave for Chase. And I believe Chase will end up getting it going because Burrow will get it going. But Olave is not going to have that. His numbers are going to be decent. And Miles Sanders will be. I just wouldn't do that. Would not do that. Let's see. Chance Cup. So once Cup is back, does Stafford become a dark horse MVP candidate? Yeah, I don't think so. I don't think so. It'll be too late for that. But you know what? Who knows? Who knows? I mean, I don't think Stafford's going to win the MVP, but I think Stafford can have a good year. The thing about me with the Rams, I kept saying that the Rams were going to be bad because their offensive line was going to be bad. But the draft picks that they took, the Rams line is pretty good. They've been protected. Much better than last year. Much better than last year. So if they can continue to do that, then the Rams got something. The Rams got something. So what else do we got? Again, everybody that's on TikTok, man, I appreciate y'all. Give me a follow if you're in here, if you're not already following. But more importantly, shoot on over to YouTube, man. Come subscribe to the channel over on YouTube. So here is a question from a man, Matt Hasselbring. I've known him for 40 years. 40 years. My Bears are going to have to let Fields be Fields if they want to score some points. I just picked him up off waivers. I think he turns it around against KC. He's going to have to. The thing about it is, I don't know about against KC. People are downplaying Kansas City. The Chiefs defense is pretty good. The Chiefs just shut down Detroit, who's got a good offense, and they shut completely down the Jaguars, who have a great offense. So people are sleeping on how good the Chiefs defense is. The thing is that the Chiefs defense on the back end got fast. They're cheap. I like what the Chiefs are doing. I like what the Chiefs are doing on the back end. So, but yeah, I agree with Fields. They can let him be Fields, but he's got to take some accountability too. Fields has got to take some accountability too, man. So, see if we can get this YouTube back to one screen here. Doo-doo. So Chuck Gates, yes, it's not all coaching, but why can't the Bears do the Atlanta or Philadelphia type offense? They can. They can. But I mean, some of it's got to be Fields too. Some of it's got to be Fields too. So number one, they can't do what Philly does. Philly's got way too many weapons. Okay, they got a lot, and their offensive line is way better than what Chicago's got out there. So the kind of running game that Philly does and Atlanta, both of their offensive lines are way, way better than Chicago. It's a good question, Chuck, but they can't do that because they can't run the ball like that. You know, a lot of Fields runs, everybody acts like they were just quarterback runs and all this. They were scramble plays last year. So they can't run that kind of offense because their line's not good enough. I mean, they can do it, but it's not going to be as effective. Fields just got to be better. Coaching has to be better, but Fields got to be better, man. Fields has just got to be better. The Giants upset tomorrow. Man, I don't know. I'll look at it more tomorrow. I'm just not sure on the Giants. And they basically sucked for 7 of the 8 quarters. Their offense. They sucked for 7 of the 8 quarters that they played and then got it together in the fourth quarter. So, I don't know. We'll see. Chargers and Vikings. Loser is cooked. I thought the Vikings were cooked before the season started. But you're right. If the Chargers lose, they're done. They're done. Give me my Final Four. Are you talking college football? Because if you're talking college football and you want a Final Four after week 3, then I'm not going to do that. So, not even close. Hell, the end of last year changed on the last week of the season, and you want a Final Four? Come on, man. You want a Final Four before conference play started? Come on. Saints got the best D. The Saints defense is really good. Really good. So, Michigan in shambles. Why would Michigan be in shambles? What have you seen out of Michigan that says they're in shambles? That doesn't make any sense. Just because they haven't blown teams out. When did Michigan blow anybody out last year? So, crazy. What else we got over here on YouTube, man? What do we got? Travis Kelce might be distracted now that he's dating Taylor Swift. I mean, it's not like it's the first person he's ever dated before while he's played with the Chiefs. So I don't know why he would be distracted. I mean, but maybe so. I don't know. Maybe so. I feel like if you're a celebrity, though, you have a different set of, they're both professionals at the top of their profession. So I don't see how they would be distracted because I feel like she would understand that he's got to concentrate to do his job. Taylor Swift is on another level. Okay. I heard somebody the other day tell me that Taylor Swift, and this is way off subject, that Taylor Swift was more popular than Michael Jackson. I'm like, really? Michael Jackson's been dead for a decade, and he's more popular than Taylor Swift is right now. That should tell you all you need to know. The man's been dead for a decade. But that's neither here nor there. Bills or Commanders? I like the Bills. Bills are a better football team. What do we got here? By my man Sinister. Seems like there are a lot of good defenses this year. There does, doesn't there? Seems like there's been a lot of bad quarterback play out there this year and that the defenses are ahead of the offenses this year. You're 100% correct. 100% correct. I don't know what it is this year, but it just seems like the offenses have been manhandled by defenses. So it's interesting. Alan Cannon. Can the Steelers' offense improve enough to compete in the division? With Burrow struggling, it's there for the taking. They got to fire Matt Canada. It's as simple as that. The Steelers' offense is horrendous. And what's going to happen is they're going to win the next 2 games against the Raiders and the Texans, and everybody's going to say kumbaya, and then they're going to get boat raced by the Ravens. And hopefully at the bye week, because the bye week's early, that they get rid of Canada and just move on. But if they don't, it's a problem. But you're right. With Burrow struggling, with Watson being even worse, it's there to compete in the division. Will they do it? Who knows? Who knows? Got time for a couple more. Raiders might beat Pittsburgh. You're right. You're exactly right. So you're exactly right. Tomlin said Tomlin is so loyal. Tomlin's loyal to a fault. And I'm tired of it. And when somebody's not getting it done, if you're not getting it done at your job consistently, you get let go, that you get replaced. That's the way it works. Somehow that's not happening in Pittsburgh, and I'm done with it. I am done with it. Hanson, 12-team full PPR league. Trade offer. Stephon Diggs for Etienne and London. Do I take it? You've got Waddle. First of all, yes, you do take it. That would be the first question. Yes, you take it. And I don't care who you got, but you got Waddle, Ayuk, Watson. Yeah, you take it. Take the trade. Take the trade. Do-do, 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 do-do. Do-do, do-do. Yeah, that's a good point. No, the Steelers can't count on 14 points every week from their defense. And offense can't get anything going. So they can lose the next two games or they can win the next two games. But you're right. We could easily lose the next two games. Easily lose the next two games. It's crazy. Cowboys year this year, I think the Cowboys go to the Super Bowl. It makes me sick to say it, but I think they do. I think they do. And we're going to end it on that note, people. We're going to end it on that note. So thank you guys again, man, for joining the Big B Daily Show. I appreciate y'all joining in every Monday through Friday, 4 p.m. Central Time. Thank you guys for joining. Anybody, again, like you're on TikTok, please remember to give me a follow and then shoot on over to YouTube. Come subscribe to the page and join the chat, man. So thank you guys. You guys have a good one.